Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream, and today we're going to focus on Golden Rose Day from Sydney. Always a cracking race day, Golden Rose Day, so can't wait to get stuck into things. We'll see how we went last week with obviously what we're doing in Sydney races is the looking back at the past and seeing if it can determine the present. Last week I said Derry Grove will win race 2. That had nothing to do with the system. That was just my own opinion. It won. It was the second favourite, paying $4.40. I've also said to back Major Bill. Hold on a second. I'm not actually too sure what's going on with my live stream. It says it's not working, but it looks like it's working. Just forget that. I also said to back Major Bill in the Metrop before it gets shorter after Saturday. I can't say that word anymore. It stayed the same price. So, finished third, I'm pretty sure, last Saturday behind Just Fine, and it's still $11 for the Metrop. Tip Monophilia to beat Just Fine, it finished third. Tip Komochi to turn the tables on Tis Invincible. Komochi race wide without cover. Detrimental, finished second. Think It Over Zaki Quinella, I predicted in race 7, and that's what happened. Think It Over slightly ahead, so that's why I was happy that Think It Over won. Just beating Zaki right on the bob. Overpass was my best of the day last week in Sydney. Finished second, just nutted on the line by Private Eye, and then Converge in race 9 was fourth, and Atmosphere in the last. That was a bit of an out there one, but that finished 13th, close to last. Must have been something wrong with it. So we're going to take a look at most of the feature races from Rosehill, and we're going to dissect that using the past. So we will do that. My live stream seems to be going okay now, so I'll close that tab down. We're going to start with the first feature race. It's in race 4. It's the Heritage Stakes at listed level over the 1100 metres. Now, I made this Google Slides presentation yesterday, Wednesday, at about 12 p.m. So the prices back then might be a little bit different to what it is now. So just be wary of that. So the past 3 winners of the Heritage Stakes have been Economics, Home Affairs, and Wild Ruler. All very good horses on their day. What have they had in common? So they've all been under $10 SP. Someone, I think George Moore, commented this last week. What has the pricing got to do with it? It's basically just in terms of the past, how easy has it been for the market to predict the winner, or the prices, the winning price. So how easy has this race been in past years to be able to identify the winner is basically what that means. And under $10 SP states, yes, it probably is. First up, so every horse that's won has been first up, Economics, Home Affairs, and Wild Ruler, and they've all settled either lead or outside the leader. So it's pretty hard to do a speed map with these 2-year-old, now 3-year-olds, but Osmosis looks really hard to beat. It is the favourite at the moment, I'm pretty sure. Rachel King rides gate 7, is an on-speed horse, is first up, is under $10. The only thing against Royal Tribute was that it's second up, not first up, but it settles probably in the lead. Was close to Osmosis here, and now gets a little weight swing on that horse, so it can measure up, but I'm with Osmosis in race 4 based off the past. I think it looks hard to beat. Race 5 is the Group 3 Collins Stephen Quality 2400 metres. The past 3 winners of this race have been Grove Ferry, Entente, and Attorney. What have they had in common? They've all been 3rd to 5th up, so that's peaking in their campaign. Up in distance, so they've, I think, Grove Ferry was 1800 up to 2400. Attorney and what's the other horse? Entente were 2,000 up to 2,400, I'm pretty sure. So they've all been up in distance. Drawn in, they've all drawn an inside barrier for an economical run. Same rider stuck for whole prep is a bit of an out there one, but interesting. So the same rider has stuck with them from first up until this Group 3 race, and right in the market. So usually around or under $5 in the market. So there was hard to identify one. Not one horse fitted the bill ideally, because that's a pretty out there bill to fit when you look at it. But the two that appealed the most was Athabaskan and Sir Lucan. Sorry. So the last time I checked, Athabaskan was the favourite, which was yesterday, so it might have changed. It's not up in distance, which is against it, but it's in the right stage of its prep, 3rd to 5th up. The same rider has basically stuck with it the whole campaign. Tom Sherry's ridden it for a while. What else have I put? It's drawn in. It's drawn 6 of 11 or 12, so I guess that sort of counts. Right in the market, it's right in the market as well. So that's what I liked about Athabaskan. What I liked about Sir Lucan is that it's up in distance, but the same rider hasn't stuck with the whole prep. I guess Regan Bayliss would have stuck with it for the whole prep had he been down at Caulfield, which I don't think he was that Memsy day. So probably ticks that box. It's 3rd up, good. It's up in distance, good. Same rider stuck for the whole prep, basically. Good. It's drawn in, good. But it's not right in the market. It's $8.50 to $9, so the market doesn't think as highly of it as Athabaskan, which is the only thing that's stopping me from putting it ahead of Athabaskan, and also the weight. Athabaskan gets a little bit of weight relief off Sir Lucan, but if you like Sir Lucan, back him, because I wouldn't talk you out of it. I think he's a really good chance, Sir Lucan, and I think he deserves to be a bit shorter in the market. If you look at the other ones, Alabir gets Joe Moreira on, probably doesn't have the same criteria set up as what Athabaskan does. Verona the same. Desert Icon, it doesn't have much profiling going its way. And Little Mix, I think right down the bottom, can run a race. But now I'm getting off topic. Athabaskan I've got for the Colin Stephen quality, but Sir Lucan is in there as well. So race 6 is the Golden Pendant for the fillies and mares over 1400. Past 3 winners have been Nimali, Vangelic and Subpoenaed. As we take a look at what they've had in common. So 2 of the 3 have come through the Shirako Stakes. I can't remember which 2 of the 3, but Shirako Stakes looks to be the main lead up. Midfield to on speed, so they've all been forward of midfield. 2nd to 3rd up, peaking in their campaigns, and under $10 starting price. So Chris Waller has the keys to this race with the top 3 in the market in Atishu, Espiona and Zougotcha. And I've got here, Tissue ran 2,000 metres at the end of last prep, drawn the outside barrier, so drawn to go back. It probably hits the line looking for further. So on top selection comes down to either Espiona or Zougotcha. I couldn't pick one. I really could not pick one, but I'd probably go Zougotcha because of the better odds and Ryan Moore. Now, again, I haven't checked the odds since last night, so Zougotcha might be favourite now, but I'm not sure. Espiona was really good in the Shirako first up. Nash sticks. What else have I got in the criteria? Midfield to on speed from gate 3, it has the ability to settle a little bit closer, and it's under $10 SP, so it ticks all the boxes, Espiona. And then you look at a horse like Zougotcha, who came through the Shirako last start, was decent. It's 3rd up. It's drawn. Probably Espiona has a little bit of a tactical advantage, drawn gate 3 to settle closer. But it's got Ryan Moore. When Ryan Moore rides in Australia, look out. Again, I probably could say, no, I want Espiona on top now, but I've already put Zougotcha in the frame, so I couldn't split it out of Espiona and Zougotcha. Them two are probably worth like a Quinella play, a box Quinella play, because you're not going to win much backing both of them outright. So that's a very, very interesting race. If one of Espiona and Zougotcha gets scratched, the other one is almost the M word, but it'll have to be. Okay, race 7 is the Group 2 Shannon's Stakes over the 1,500 metres. And the past 3 winners of this race have been Surf Dancer, Yonkers, and I Am Superman. So we'll get on to what they've had in common. So there was really not much. First to second up, very interesting, and drawn well, as in drawn not too close to the inside, not too close to the outside, but just drawn well to get a nice run. Got here, Waterford, number 7, looks the one to beat, and Lions Roar looks over the odds. So we'll take a look at both those horses. Waterford was good first up in the Theo Marks, as drawn gate 8, so probably gets around midfield or so, and is second up, so it fits the criteria. There isn't much criteria to fit here, but it fits the criteria, Waterford. And Lions Roar. Now, I'll give you an interesting stat. This horse, or I should say Yonkers, the winner in 2021, was first up. It ran second in the Wagga Cup, beaten 0.3 lengths, storming home from the back. This horse is first up, ran in the Wagga Cup, finished second, and was only 0.01 lengths off the winner in Wicklow. Can history rewrite itself? Can Yonkers of 2023, which is Lions Roar, get up again? Lions Roar at the moment's around $31 to $26, and I think it's way over the odds considering that stat. And also it gets Damien Lane on. That's a really good move. Damien Lane doesn't normally ride outsiders, so that's a very good thing to know. Others that made appeal, Cepheus, sort of. I can't really call it first up because it only had didn't really have a break. But it's drawn well. Crosstalk can improve. Williamsburg can improve, but I like Waterford and Lions Roar the most. As we move on to the big one, the Group 1 Golden Rose over 1,400 metres, the one you've all been waiting for. The past 3 winners of this race have been Jacquino, In the Congo, and Ole Kirk. As we see what they've had in common, there's a few criteria here. So they've all been second to fourth up. Won't be surprising to many. They've all been under $10 SP, so they've all shown something in their campaigns. They've been within 1.5 lengths in group class 3-year-old sprints this campaign. I'm talking about like the McNeil Stakes down at Caulfield, or the Run to the Rose, or the San Domenico, or anything like that. And they've drawn in, very interestingly, they've drawn in. We'll see what we're doing. And I've got my top 4 on the next slide. I've got Militarize on top. This horse was within 1.5 lengths in the Run to the Rose last start. It's second up. It's under $10 at the moment, and it's drawn in. Joe Moreira, blinkers first time. Earmuffs pre-race only first time. I think this horse represents the most value out of anyone in this race, and it deserves to be close to on top selection. I'm very happy with Militarize. I think it's a really good chance. Cylinder in for second, can't knock it at all. Was a very good winner in the Run to the Rose. Won the Vane Stakes as well. Draws gate 6, is third up. It's under $10 SP. It'll be running really, really well. What have I got else? Moravia, $13 I think represents some value as well. Moravia follows a similar path to what In the Congo did. It was very close in the Run to the Rose behind Cylinder, just as In the Congo was very close to Animo in the Run to the Rose when they did the Run to the Rose in 2021. In the Congo then came out and won the Golden Rose. Moravia, can it come out and win the Golden Rose? It'll probably be leading for Tyler Schiller from gate 4 and give us sight. I reckon that horse is over the odds. And King Colorado in for 4th is second up. I wouldn't expect it to finish within a length and a half in the Wink Stakes first up, so forgive it for that. It can run well, but it has drawn out, which isn't ideal. The other key chances, Shinzo, I was mainly against it because it's first up and it's drawn gate 10, so I'll have to get back and get past them all. Conceding race fitness to good horses like Militarize and Cylinder. Other key chances, Charmstone, look, it can win. Fillies don't have a great record in the Golden Rose, but it could prove them wrong. It's a pretty good filly. But overall, I really like Militarize. I think it's over the odds. We'll move on to the last race we're going to take a look at today. It's race 9 at benchmark 88 over the 1,400 metres. Past 3 winners of this race include Fine Point, Ellsberg, and Prime Candidate. What they've had in common, 2 out of the 3 have been first up. And in the year where Prime Candidate won, it was a 3-way go with Purple Sector and Bottega. Purple Sector and Bottega were both first up. So so basically 3 out of 3 winners have been first up, and they've all been settling on speed. And Purple Sector and Bottega settled on speed as well. So when you look at the race, you can only see 2 horses that are first up: Journalism and Vienna Princess. I'll just go down to the next slide. So I put Journalism looks over the odds. Vienna Princess with Morera in the saddle has to be considered. So Journalism settles on speed, as we can see from this previous campaign, is first up. Adam Hieronymus on shows intent to go forward. Blinkers off. Gate 7. I think it's a pretty good chance. Won a benchmark 78 by 3.5, so shows some ability. The only minor issue is I would have liked to seen less of a longer spell. Like, it's had a pretty good layoff of about 5 months between races, or even 6 months. So that's the only query. It might take a run to get back into the swing of things. But hey, it's 3 from 3 first up, and it's $19 at the moment. And based off the criteria, it's a major chance. Vienna Princess, it probably gets back, but I think drawn gate 3, it can settle in a more forward position. Joel Morera wouldn't want to be too far away. It's off a little bit of a let-off from July. Not necessarily first up, but it's off a decent break. So them 2 for me. We'll go on to the final thoughts. Osmosis looks the hardest to beat in race number 4. Athabaskan in a wide open race is my on-top selection in race 5. I'm not too confident. Sir Lucan can also run well. Race 6 out of Espiona and Zugocha. Zugocha slightly ahead due to Ryan Moore booked and bigger price, but Espiona has barrier advantage. Again, can't decide. Maybe a box Quinella between them 2. Race 7, Waterford looks a pretty good play, but it's a bit short. But I'm really keen each way on Lions Raw, as the reasons outlined earlier. Golden Rose on top selection, militarized, very confident. Nothing against the favourite. Cylinder looks really hard to beat. Moravia, it can run well leading from the front. Looks over the odds. Journalism in race 9, I think it's out to about $19 now. It says 15 now. I think it's out to 19. For all the reasons I outlined, it could be way over the odds. I really like Journalism, and Vienna Princess can sneak into a placing as well. Could even back it each way, but Journalism would have to be my on-top selection from that race. That is going to conclude my Golden Rose Day preview. I hope you enjoyed the 6 races I outlined. I hope I found you a bet somewhere, and hopefully we can continue on from last week and get some more winners. Bye for now.